to our English class.
Welcome to English Hangout with Teacher Maria. How are you today? I hope everybody is doing great while you are learning in your house. So, are you ready now for our lesson? Okay, before we are going to start with our lesson, I would like you to learn another expression of the day. So for our expression for today, we are going to learn the expression, how do you spell? How do you spell? You use this expression if you don't know how to spell a certain word. Okay? You will going to use this expression if you don't know how to spell the word. Okay, so when you say spell, it means that you have to write or speak each letter in the word in a correct order. You are going to write or speak each letter in the word in a correct order. So for example, the teacher would say, how do you spell the word teacher? The students must what? Must speak or write the letter in the word. Okay? Each letter in the word. So teacher. T-E-A-C-H-E-R. Teacher. So that's what we called spell. Understand? So how do you spell your name? Say M-A-R-I-A, Maria, that's my name. So, spell means you are going to write or speak each letter in the word in a correct order. So, you will use the expression, how do you spell, if you don't know how to spell a certain word. Okay, so I hope you will use these words or this expression from time to time. If you don't know how to spell a word, just don't be shy to ask the teacher or someone who knows how to spell it. Okay, so we'll go now to our lesson. So, are you ready now with our class? I want you to get your books, your notebook, and your pencils with you. So today, last week, we have learned about past simple or simple past. So simple past is a verb tense used to express things happened in the past or already happened. Okay, so last week we have learned about present, past, and future. So today, we are going to learn about regular verb. Okay, what is a regular verb? So, regular verb is a verb that form their past by adding d and ed at the end of the word. So, by the way, I want you to write the grammar in your notebook, okay? So, last week, you have to write it too, and also today, you are going to write this. So, regular verb is a verb that form their past by adding d and ed at the end of the word. Okay, so let's have an example. So this is a present verb and this is a past verb. So for regular verb, we have, for example, play. If it's a regular verb, you can just add ed at the end or d. So play, you add ed there and it will become played. So in the present, we say bake, but in the past, you have to add d here, so you will say baked. Okay? So when you say regular verbs, they are verbs that you add D or ED at the end of the verb. So, regular verbs, simple past tense, spelling rules. So, for regular verbs, we have rules to follow in the spelling. Okay? So, first, number one rules. We have rule number one. Verbs ending with E add D at the end of the word. So, if the verb ends with E, you have to add D at of the word. Next, we have bake. So, bake, B-A-K-E. The last letter of the word bake is E. The rule is you have to add plus D at the end of the word. Therefore, the past form will become baked. Okay? So, bake is present. Past will be baked. That is rule number one. If the word ends with E, if the verb ends with E, you have to add D and it will become baked. Okay? Another word we have like. So the word like ends with E. The rule is you have to add D, and in the past you will be going to say liked. So it has D already at the end. So like, liked. Understand? Okay. Rule number two, we have if a verb of one syllable has a consonant, vowel, consonant, or CVC pattern, double the last consonant letter, then add ED. Okay. So if the verb is only one syllable, when you say syllable, it's the division of the sound of the word. So for example here, how do you read the word? This word is S-T-O-P. This one is stop. You don't say shut up. Nah? It's wrong. This one is only one syllable. You say stop. 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 It's not shut up. Shut up is already two syllables. We have sa and top. So you say shut up. It's already two syllables. The correct pronunciation of this word is stop. Stop. It's only one syllable. Stop. So, stop is one syllable word and it has the consonant C. Letter T is what is a consonant? Next, letter O is V or vowel. And then letter P is consonant. So the word stop, it's one syllable and it has the CVC pattern. Okay, and then what will you do? You have to double the last consonant. What is the last consonant here? It's letter P. So you have to double the P. And then you have to add what? ED. So you have to add ED. So it will become stopped. Okay? One more time. If the word is one syllable. Okay? So syllable is the division of the word when you read. Okay? So it and has a consonant, vowel, consonant pattern. So when you say the last three letters of the word is consonant, vowel, consonant, Therefore, you have to double the last consonant. You have to write, what's the last consonant here? It's P. You have to write another P, and then you have to add ed. Okay, so you have to say stopped. Stopped. Okay, so we have another example. Another example word is plan. Plan. This is one syllable word, and the last three letters is consonant. Letter L is consonant. Letter A is vowel, and letter N is a consonant. Therefore, it has one syllable. It is a one syllable word with a consonant, vowel, consonant pattern with the last three letters. Therefore, you have to double the last consonant, which is N, and you have to add ed. Okay, so this is planned. Okay, from the word plan, it will become planned. Okay, so we have, this is the rule number 2. So rule number 2, if the word has one syllable and it has the CVC pattern, it means when you say CVC pattern, the last three letters in that word is consonant, vowel, consonant. You have to double the last consonant letter and then add ed. Okay? Next, rule number 3, we have, if the verb ends with consonant plus y, change the y to I and add ed. So if the word ends with a consonant and y, okay? So for example here, cry, C-R-I. So the word cry ends with y, but before the y is a consonant. Therefore, you have to do is, you have to change the y to I. Change the y to I and then add ed. Okay? So it will become cried. So from cry, in the past, it will be cried. Okay? One more time. If the verb ends with a consonant and y. Okay, so for the word cry, this is cry, C-R-Y. R is a consonant followed by a y. The rule is you have to change the y to I, and then you have to add ed, and then you have to put it together so the word will become cried. Okay? So another example here, we have the word dry. Dry. So D-R-Y. D-R-Y. So the last three letters are two letters is consonant. R is a consonant and then Y. So the rule is if the word has consonant followed by Y, you have to change the Y to I and you have to add ed. And then the word will become dried. Okay? Do you understand? So you have to remember, if the verb ends with consonant followed by Y, change the Y to I and add ed. Okay. So now let's go to rule number 4. Rule number 4. Number 4, it says, if the verb ends with vowel followed by Y, add ed. Okay? So, if the verb ends with vowel and Y, add ed. So, vowel and Y. Okay? Earlier in rule number 2, it is vowel and, in rule number 3, we have consonant and Y. So you change the Y to I and then add ed. Now in rule number 4, the word ends with a vowel and Y. So you only add, what will you do? Ed. So you have to say played. So this is a vowel and Y. So if the vowel and Y go together, so you just add ed. Okay? So from play, it will become played. Do you understand? Next, we have, for example, the word stay, stay. So A and Y. A is a vowel and then Y. So you just add ed and then it will become stayed. So stay, stayed. Okay, do you understand? Okay, so you have to remember rule number 3. If the word has consonant and Y at the end, you have to change the Y to I and add ed. While if the word has a vowel and Y at the end, you just add ed. Okay? Next, rule number 5. For rule number 5, it states here, for all other verbs, just add ed. Okay, so if they are not covered by the rules from 1, 2, 3, 4, just add ed at it. So have here, for example, clean. Okay, clean. Is it AY? No. Is it CVC? Is it CVC? No. So you just add ed. Okay? So jumped. You just add ed. So is it watch? So is it CVC? No. Is it consonant and Y? Is it vowel and Y? No. So you just add ed on it. Okay? So for your activity 1, I want you to answer 1 to 20. So you have to write the past simple of this verb. So this is present. You write the past. Okay, you have to write the past. Number 1, we have finish. Number 2, visit. Number 3, check. Number 4, ask. Number 5, work. Number 6, clean. Number 7, want. Number 8, kiss. Number 9, close. Number 10, plant. Number 7, study. Number 11, study. Number 12, fry. Number 13, kick. 14, use. 15, paint. 16, try. 17, need. 18, wash. 19, drop. And 20 is open. So you write the past of these following verbs. Okay. So let's go to the pronunciation. How will you say the word with ed and d at the end, or the simple regular verbs? Pronunciation for the simple past regular verbs. So we have rule number 1. Say id after t and d. Okay. If the words or the verb, the last letter of the verb is T or D, the ed sound is id. Okay? So for example, here we have plant. The last letter of the word plant is T, right? So the ed sounds id. So we'll say plant id. Planted. Okay? So, one more time. If the last letter of the verb is T and D, the sound of ed is id. So, in the word plant, the last letter here is T. So, the ed sounds id. So, we will have to read planted, planted. Okay? Next, for the word fold, fold. The word fold ends with letter D. So, the ed sounds id. So, you will say folded, folded. Okay? Do you understand? So, one more time. Say it after the T and D. Okay? So, if the verb ends with T or D, the sound of ed there is id. So, we have planted, planted, folded, folded. Okay? Next, number 2. Say to after a voiceless sound. Letters. Okay? So, if the word is voiceless, it means quiet. They don't have voice like C, like K, S, P, F, X, Sh, Ch, and F. Okay? The sound of it is T. So, if the letter ends with this, so for example, the word kick, kick ended with K, K, K. So, the sound of ed here is T. So, you'll say kicked. Okay? Do you understand? So, you'll say kicked, kicked. Because the word kick ends with K. Next, the word watch. 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 And in the past, it will become watched. Have ed already. Why? Because the sound of ed here is T because the last letters are CH. Remember CH here? If the word or the verb ends with CH, the ed sounds T. So, the sound of this word is watched. Watched. Okay? Next, we have wish. W-I-S-H. Wish. This is present. But when you say in the past, you have to have ed. It will become wished. 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 Why? SH, the last last letter of the word wish is SH, is a voiceless sound. So, the sound of ed is T. Okay? So, let's read this. Kicked, watched, wished. Alright? Next, let's have number 3. Say the after vowels and voiced sounds letters. It means if the letters have sound, it means when you sound the letters, it will vibrate your neck. Okay? So like m, m. So the sound of M is m. N is n, j, g, the, z, b, n, v, r, and l. Okay? So you have to say the sound of the ed is d. So for example here, call. Call. The last letter is L, L, letter L. So the ed here sounds D. So you will say called, called, called. Okay, call. And then the sound of the ed here is d. Why? Because it's letter L. I'm sorry, it's letter L. It's a voiced sound letters. Okay, so we have called, called, cold. Next, we have climbed. Climb ends with letter B here, B. So it's the ed sounds d. So you'll say climbed, climbed. Okay, climbed, climbed. Okay, next, the word is open. Open ends with N, N. So the ed sounds d. So you have to say opened, opened. It's not opened. No, no, no. It's opened. So opened, opened, opened. Climbed, climbed, climbed. Call, called, called, cold. Okay? So if the words end with M, N, G, 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 T, H, Z, B, N, G, V, R, and L, the sound of the ed is d. Okay? Alright. Okay, so for this activity number 2. Number 2, write whether the sound of the ed at the end of the word is id, d, or t sound. Okay? So I will read. You are going to write the sound. Okay? Number 1, listened, listened. Number 2, shouted, shouted. Number 3, fried, fried. Number 4, locked, locked. Number 5, wanted, wanted. Number 6, talked, talked. 7, studied, studied. 8, finished, finished. 9, walked, walked. 10, brushed, brushed. Okay? So, I think that would be all for today. Thank you so much for your time and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.